Hey everybody, Cahlen here, and today I am going to show you the little garden that I am working on this year. I'm generally a person who is moving from living situation to living situation, and so I don't really get to set down roots and really put in gardens which are developed over years, which become really abundant. But even though that's the case, I still like to set seeds wherever I am when the spring comes around, because it's just fun to see things grow. And also, you know, I may not be around when this stuff comes to fruition, but other people may be. And if not, the animals like to eat too. So basically it's just a fun little project which is beneficial to perhaps myself, and if not myself, and other entities. Yeah, so that's cool. And there's not really much going on at the moment. It's the very beginning of spring. We just got out of the period of time when the frost is pretty severe at night. It's definitely below freezing, and I'm guessing that we're not going to see another one of those at this point. And where I am, it basically went from super cold, and then in a matter of just a few days now we're in, like, it almost feels like summer. People say spring is like in full bloom, but I would say it almost feels like summer. So I think it's going to be a warm, dry year, which could be a problem for fires. But anyways, I'll just show you a couple of the little things going on, and I'll just let you know what I have planned beyond that. So this dried up plant you see here, that was a big, vibrant mint plant last year, but this is what happens after it went through the winter. And I thought maybe it was going to die, but I guess that's not how these work, because look at all these green things. This is all mint, and it's all coming up from the root. So it's not growing from seeds, it's growing from the root, and it's spreading. So I have heard that mint likes to do that. It can take over areas, but it's, a plant that smells really good, kind of freshens up the air, and I don't think anyone can complain about there being too much mint. This is interesting. This is an old cabbage plant. We didn't really harvest from it, but it didn't really grow into like a big cabbage type thing. So it survived the winter, seems to be doing really well. Feels like it's pretty healthy right there in the middle. And then over here, oh my gosh, look at that. Do you see that? There's a little bean that's going to poke its head out pretty soon. And that's exciting. That's pinto bean. I planted the pinto beans all along this rock wall so that they will grow up, and basically their vines will rest on it, and that's where all of the beans will grow. If we look over here, there's the one that's farthest along right now. You can see where the bean was, right? These two sides are the bean split open, and then there's the leaf coming out. And then these are some old tires which I've been using for a while for compost. And these are, pretty aged now, and I mix them with dirt and stuff. And so I decided this year I was going to actually plant things in them. And I also planted pinto beans, and you can see there's one, and hopefully more. Oh, there's another one. Can you see that? But I think that's it for now, and they'll grow up nicely up on this wire fence here, so they'll really spread out. And over here we got a couple of onion plants that we actually just had taken onions from the supermarket and planted them in the ground earlier probably a year ago, and we just never harvested them. So this is the second year of onions, and I have no idea how big they are down there. And actually I don't even know if you can eat the bulbs of 2-year-old onions, but I don't see why not. Well, that's the rundown on the garden as it is right now. There's not a whole lot going on, but again, it's just stepped into the period of time where the plants aren't going to die because of how cold it gets. So it's early April, so still got a lot of time for growing. The next thing that I'm going to do here, let me get this out of my pocket. So I'm going to grow, oops, not that pocket. I'm going to grow some amaranth, which is I have a paper towel which I have soaked with water and put the seeds in. You can see them all in there, little tiny black seeds. And amaranth is it's a really good plant. So if I'm growing beans, it's good to have amaranth, because amaranth it's like little seeds that you can gather. It's a little bit like quinoa or something like that. And basically you can think of the kind of like rice and beans. Except it's amaranth and beans. You're getting the starch and you're getting also the starch in beans, but also the proteins and things like that. So it's kind of more of a complete food source to have both of those things. And they actually grow with each other really well because the beans can climb up on the leaves of the amaranth. And another nice thing about the amaranth is you can also eat the leaves, and the leaves are large and kind of luscious, you know. And so it gives you your basic like energy foods, but it also gives you your vitamins and minerals through the leaves. So it's definitely a good combination. And if those onions turn out to be edible, well, cooking with onions is always delicious. So anyways, if I end up doing more stuff, then I'll probably show you that. And but I don't know how long I'll be here, so I'd say don't get your hopes up about that, but it's very likely that I will end up in places throughout my life where I am growing food, so I'm sure you'll see more videos like that. So, and also speaking of which, at the beginning of May, I'm going to be at a different place for a couple of weeks filming a permaculture design course. Basically, you get certified in permaculture through this course through a couple of friends of mine who are experts in permaculture and also foraging, wildcraft, that type of stuff. So they've done like 5 of these before or something like that, and this time I'm going to be filming it so we can kind of make a video series for people. And so anyways, I'll be there. They are still accepting more people. If you want to be part of a 2-week permaculture design course in New Mexico, there's still openings. You can come, and you and me can hang out, and you can hang out with some other cool people. Jesse and Johanna are totally awesome, and I think you would really enjoy coming and checking that out and being part of that. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. So anyways, that's my rundown on the garden and a little bit of information about future happenings. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you'll share it with someone that you care about. It helps them, it helps me, and it'll help you feel like a healthy type of person. If you're feeling extra generous, you can head on over to cahlen.org/gift, and there you can basically learn of ways to help me feed myself, shelter myself, and to upgrade and repair my gear. All donations give you the option of having a 1-hour life coaching call with me. So thanks again for watching.